Hello, I am back and my name is Stephanie and I am a therapist and I am going to share another skill with you today to kind of help with anxiety, stress, high stress situations, and panic attacks. This is a very simple skill but very effective when utilized the right way. So I'm going to do that today. I'm going to kind of show some techniques on how to utilize it. I'm going to show you how to do it and we're going to kind of go through it together. And this skill, you may know it already, but I'm going to give you some little tips and tricks as well, if you do, on how to use it effectively and how to make sure it's working for you. So this skill is really about our senses and our sensory and grounding ourselves when we're in high intense situations or having panic attacks or anxiety is really high. So it's called the five senses, and it's really all about taking in things and kind of centering ourselves from all five of our senses. And normally before any skill that I provide or any kind of thing I will discuss with you, I will always ask for you to try to take a couple breaths to kind of help center yourself or calm yourself if you are feeling anxious or overwhelmed. And again, if this is severe, or if you feel like you're having very strong mental health issues or symptoms, always go to your local psychiatrist, therapist, hospital, or CMH to get the help that you need. You know, these tips and stuff, they're just simple. And sometimes we need more than that to kind of get through our day. So I'll go ahead and start by saying try taking a couple deep breaths through your diaphragm. Usually go about 3 if you can. And then we're going to start off with focusing on 5 things that we can see in our surrounding area. Now, the biggest tip I can give for this is really focus on the details of the 5 things that you can see. So if you're outside and you're looking at a tree, look at the leaves in the tree, look at the lines on the leaves and the colors or what shapes they are. If you're inside, say in your living room, focus on the texture of your couch. Is it bumpy? Is it soft? Does it have different colors in it? Or the texture of your carpet? We want to be very detailed about the 5 things that we're pointing out in our surrounding area. Then I would say we're going to number 4. We're going to look around us and see if there's 4 things that we can touch. Now, I would say go for textures. Go for things that are soothing. Go for things that are different. The more, again, detailed it is, the more your sensory is going to take that in and the more it's going to ground you. So if I'm outside, I may put my hand across the grass and see the textures of the grass. Or I may be sitting on a piece of wooden bench and feel the smooth and the ripples of the bench. If I'm inside, I may have a comfy soft blanket on and put my fingers for the textures of the blanket. So it's all about kind of being intentional about what you're finding in your surrounding area. And then we got number 3. This is 3 things that you can hear. What can you hear in your space? Can you hear somebody shuffling and moving around you? Can you hear the wind going through the trees? Can you hear animals or sounds in the distance? Again, be mindful about those details. The more details, the more you're going to get that sensory flood of information. Then we got the 2 things we can smell. What can we smell around us? Is there a perfume or is there candle going? Do we have lotion on our hands where we can smell our hands? You know, is there a freshness or a crispness to the air that you can smell? And then we think about the thing that we can taste. Now this one's a little harder and people do struggle with this one. So I will say if it's cold outside, just take a big breath in and taste the cold air on your lips and your tongue. Or, you know, close your mouth and take a kind of swallow in and see what you taste. Or if you have something in your surrounding area like gum or pop or water or like a sour candy, take a drink. Put one of those in your mouth. Be mindful of what you're tasting. And it really is all about soothing those senses, coming down and centering yourself and bringing yourself out of the anxiety. Because the more things that we do, the more senses that we occupy, the less our brain has the ability to go to that negative thinking, to go to that anxiety producing. It's kind of like a brain overload, but in a healthy way, to where you can ground yourself, and when you're more calm and you're more collected, you can come back to the problem and try to solve it. Now again, I will say, with all skills, they work differently for everybody that does them. You know, some people this skill will work really well for. Some, they're going to have to try something else. But I just wanted to provide you guys with another trick, another skill, something that you can go to when you're feeling overwhelmed. And another really thing is, bring some of those things into your area that soothe your senses, things that you know you like, things that make you feel good, things that are soothing. Because then when you have these moments, you can go to those things right away and you know they're going to be effective. All right, guys, have a good night, and hopefully this helps.